Hey, folks, welcome back to the Tiger Sports Show. Another week of running around the big news in Tiger athletics. We're in that limbo between fall and spring, but we got some things to talk about. Co-host Tren, what's the big news out of the Husker camp that involves the Tigers?
Well, our former QB1, Mr. Jarrett Sinek, who some people call Sunshine, which if he was anything, he was Johnny Utah. He was Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Definitely sunshine with that hair, Tren.
But anyway, he we found out probably Saturday morning that he traveled and nobody really knew to Michigan, and he was the second string quarterback. It was funny to see that tweet at about 11, or let's see, was it a morning game or 2:30? So it was about 12:30 we saw that tweet.
Yeah,
that he was warming up on the field, and he now is the second string quarterback. If Casey Thompson, I think, can't play, sounds like he might play some. They have some packages in for him. It's exciting for Tiger fans. Husker fans are getting to know our gunslinger, but we're proud of him, and we know. And I've been spreading the word about his 9 touchdown passes for the state record. So.
I've only got one thing to say. Let him throw the ball.
Yeah.
Let him throw the ball. He got in at the end of that Michigan game, and they ran it a few times. Let's get him in there and let him sling it around a little bit. It sounds like the kid from Alabama is going to start, the runner.
Smothered, but he can't run.
Yeah, because he's bummed up. He's bunged up.
Shoulder.
And Chubba Purdy is out.
Yeah.
And Casey Thompson's been hurt. What's he missed? 2 games?
Yeah. When I found the news during D-lunch, I went across the hall to the cafeteria and went right to a group of young football boys. I felt they needed to know it was some good news about our Tiger football program and Mr. Jarrett Sinek. So
yeah, well, we'll see how Jarrett goes. Excited for him to be down there. I just knew he was the kind of kid who would go down there and compete. You know, you just knew that. I tell you, I do have a little news, though. An internet friend of mine whose brother runs a gas station in Kansas where Casey Thompson stopped on the way home to Oklahoma last weekend says Casey's playing this week, which would move back to number 3.
Well, still gets to suit up at home.
If you're watching this in Wisconsin, you didn't hear that.
Yeah. Well, I can't. I was going to say one. Oh, can't. Oh, the tight end, the big tight end with the mullet, Vokalek. He had really nice things to say. He called him a baller. We already knew that. And he said and even Coach Mickey said that he'd really looked good on the scout team. So he's been getting second team reps this week, and I'm just excited I like to call him QB1. He's always going to be QB1 to me.
Hey, last Tiger to touch the field for the Big Red.
Budenbeck?
I think it's Budenbeck and Cole, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
We haven't had anybody down there since, have we?
Before that, guy played a lot. Oh,
Joel Wilkes.
Yeah.
You're
boy. He was my grade.
Yeah, he's your grade. Before that, Garlock may have gotten into a game somewhere.
Yeah.
One of those 77-7 jobs.
At the end, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Punting. Well, no, he was a receiver.
Receiver. Okay.
He didn't ever get into punt. And then before that, Monty Ingebrigtsen, who started at tight end. I can't think of anybody else there in between. All right, so good news out of the Tiger. The Tigers off in college. We might have to have a special episode at some point, checking in on all the Tigers out playing college sports. But good luck to Jarrett. Hope he has a great Saturday. Go Big Red. Go QB1.
And and it's just funny that he gets that it's the last home game. He's going to get a suit up. We know his parents and family and all the Tiger fans are thrilled. On social media, they've been filling it up. So can't wait to watch Jarrett run out of the tunnel. I'll be watching it from a bowling alley. So.
Well, I'm not going to be in Lincoln until Sunday, so I don't think I can sneak into the game. Otherwise, I might sneak in just to watch him run through the tunnel. But all right, well, let's go to bowling next because we need a unified bowling update from you, Coach.
Yeah, so Unified Bowling, we had our home triangular. Candace Hartwood, our special education director, Mr. Schneider, our great superintendent, all came. Mr. Linden was going to come, but that was parent teacher conference night. We had a
That's where I
triangular.
was.
What?
That's where I was, parent
Yeah.
teacher.
So we had a triangular with Grand Island Northwest, our friends from up 281 and Aurora. And it was interesting. GA Northwest brought one team. We found out it was their second team. My little squad, we had one team that made the finals, and my little squad finished. What did we finish? Fourth. And the funny part is we were bowling against GI Northwest, and we were up 24-8 after 4 frames. Wasn't because they hadn't had any scores posted yet because they had 2 strikes. So what do you think they did in the next frame? Strike. So what do you think they did in the next frame? Strike. What do you think they did in the next one? Strike. They had 5 in a row. I think they call that a 5. No, that's a 5-bagger. I'm starting to learn bowling terms. So quickly we went down 155-40. So I had a kid, Zach Just is one of my job training kids, and he was on my team. And he goes, "What's the score, Mays?" I said, "Zach, don't look. You don't want to know." So it was good. Our little bowlers keep working. We had practice this week. We go to Grand Island on Saturday morning. That's where I'll be watching the Husker game at, I think it's Westside Bowl. And districts are a week after Thanksgiving. GI Northwest is not in our district, so
good news.
When we found out that was their second team, I thought, man, I want to know how good their first team is. Yeah. And one of the kids on their team is on the wall at our bowling alley, so for the highest score in the teen bracket. So
wow,
it's good that we don't see him. So they're gearing up for districts
at York.
York. It'll be an early morning for us. We'll start bowling at 10 on the 29th. So we'll know what we're doing, and then states right after that. But we keep getting better and better. Ethan Creselius and Levon Handler and Zach Just. And Zach, can't remember the other name. They've sort of led us, and our skilled kids are doing great, improving. They're a lot of fun to work with, and it'll be interesting. That was our second place team. That's Coach Priestley. That's Rodriguez. I can't remember his name. And that's Levon in the middle and Zoe. Yep. And then that's Zach on the end. So it's a good group. That squad finished second to GI Northwest. We actually took a baker from them. My squad did in the semis. So I was very proud of them. We ran into a good Aurora team that we'll see at districts. They had a sped kiddo who was a spare machine. That guy could knock the one pin down left and right, and we struggled at that. So we're getting better, though. It's a fun experience. And then Tiger Bowling, we got to watch them a little bit on Monday. They've had their first practice with Coach Theo and the crew, and lots of girls and lots of boys.
Yeah, I talked to Levon. He said they didn't do any sprints at all. No sprints.
Oh, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't do any sprints.
First day of practice, I said, I'm going to talk to Coach Theo.
Yeah, they weren't out running the parking lot.
Well, the rest of the winter teams are practicing too, besides bowling, Tren. We got bowling going. We got girls and boys basketball. We got wrestling. We got girls wrestling. We got swimming. Boys and girls, what are you looking forward to most here in the winter? Which team has your notice?
I'm looking forward to the girls wrestling squad, the co-op with Adams Central. The great Dan Lanuski is leading that. They got him out of retirement.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. The wrestlers of that, I see the wrestling coaches quite a bit. Coach Kyle and not Coach Laux as much, but they're excited. They got some offensive linemen to come out to fill their their heavier weights. Kellen Jones, one of my favorite linemen who I coached, he said he was excited for the first day wrestling practice. I did a little in-depth reporting there and found out really nobody is excited for the first day wrestling.
Well, Kellen was.
I talked to the Hammett kid. I go, was he excited for the second day, and how'd the first day go? Well, he's not as excited for the second day of practice. So they're really excited. We'll hopefully get some names in the next 2 weeks, right before
Well, it's hard work.
They have some
This
freshmen.
is the hard work time of year. You know, you just got to get to practice. You got to grind. You got to get better every day. You got to put in the work for when games come around. Hey, do you have any idea how many girls are we sending out to Coach Lanowski to
I don't
wrestle?
know. I'll look into that. So
okay, that's a good question for us. Next show, folks, will be in 2 weeks. Actually, we'll take Wednesday off for Thanksgiving next week because I'll already be eating turkey by that point. I'll already be starting to bring that turkey in at a regular basis. So we got to take that Wednesday off. So we'll be back. I think that'll be December when we're back.
Then nope, it'll be the last day in November.
Really?
Yeah, November 1st is the
16,
Thursday.
23:30. You're right. Good math, Trent.
I was working on a surprise for the staff with Mrs. Mao in the Santa Mao Patrol.
All right. Well, speaking of surprises, I went wandering down the choir hallway this morning to check on show choir.
Yeah.
And I got kind of a preview. I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to put out there. Talked a little bit about the show, and I learned a little bit about show choir. They talked about how their Monday practices, they're starting to put their choir and their band together. Trent, did you know they had instrumentation with the show choir?
Yeah, I've seen the show Glee.
Well, they don't always have instruments out there. They got a little drum set. They got a guitar, a bass. They got a horn section, and the show this year has got a little country flavor, Trent, and I know how you like the country music.
Oh wow! Well, I know they're working on the new lights upstairs. They keep getting lots of donations through the foundation, and we encourage you to keep donating to that. The stuff's over 30 years old. It was put in right after I graduated, and
you're old.
Mr. Yost said it's going to be a really good thing. Those lights are bright too. I've been up there.
Well, soon we should maybe we can have some clips of the show choir on the show. All right. You said you had a debate report. What report do you have from Coach Fajardo and debate? I know they've been to a couple meets.
And then I have a trivia question. So last week they went to Norfolk. Freshman, I got to go through my stuff. So in novice, Lincoln Douglas debate, freshman Daphne Romeros got third place speaker award. This was her first tournament ever. So Coach Fajardo was excited about that. And novice Congress freshman Anna Rogers got sixth. Freshman, she even pronounced it. Way to go, Mrs. Fajardo. Yadadil Contreras. Holy cow, I'll stop there. Got first place. You can't even
pronounce it with the pronunciation guy?
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying.
What place did she get in?
She got first place.
Well, we got to learn to pronounce her name. She's a champion, Trent.
Yeah. So You
got 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Colin, Dre, Spohn, Seka. Okay. I did as good as I could. Both were in their first tournament ever. So that's great. They had a lot of nominations. Learning a little bit more about debate. You get in the top 6, and then they went to
Lincoln Southwest. Get to that.
Lincoln Southwest the week before. Junior Thomas Roberts got 5th place. Oh, it does say Junior Hayden Mays.
Junior Hayden Mays. There's the story. You're telling me you didn't see it.
Well, I didn't click down and read down far enough in the email.
What place did my kid get?
Hazy got 4th place.
Yes.
And they had some good nominations for Mackenzie, for Avery, for Leah, for Jonathan. And they did really well.
They got a virtual meet this week, Omaha Cup meet. You do it over Zoom. They started doing it during the pandemic, and they're still doing a few. It helps more kids go to some debates. Like there's some kids in debate class, it's hard for them to go on the tournament, but you can't pass debate class unless you go on the tournaments. So these virtual meets help them out. What are you doing over there?
I just had something bleed over. So
Okay.
that was my fault. I was
All right.
watching something. So it's really exciting. I got a trivia question for you.
Is it
Coach
debate
Ricardo.
related?
Yeah, debate related.
Okay.
How many schools outside of Lincoln and Omaha have debate still? And can you name them? Per state, there's
Three.
two.
Norfolk and Hastings.
Boom, got it right there. That was pretty good. So I did not know that until Coach Fajardo just sent that to me.
Yeah,
So
I've learned that in the last year and how great that is. Because I'll tell you, as a writing teacher, Trent, the kids who are in debate come to me and they already write really well.
yeah,
I don't
and
have to worry
it's
about
same
that.
with giving speeches in comm arts
Yeah.
class. So
They know
same
their
thing.
contemporary events too. It's just I love that Hayden's in there. Even if she wasn't winning major awards like she was winning and you were denying, but it's just good for her. All right, I think we're ready for the number game, Trent. We're ready for number 56. All right, it says 56, and then Greg has a pick at 57. Oh no, I have a 56. You have a 57. I have a 57. All right, let's get going here. Let's see who we're picking. The greatest Tiger to ever wear number 56. Is this your pick, Trenner?
That's not mine.
Must be mine. That's Ray Houseman. How can you not pick Ray Houseman?
Well, I've been busy.
To me, Ray is kind of the ultimate early buy-in with the Coach Olson system.
Yeah.
You know, he was in early. He was a kid who made himself in the weight room and just a tough hombre, Trent. And you need some tough hombres, which I got to tell you, looking forward to the winter sports season, I wonder who around here are tough hombres. I see a lot of skinny guys at basketball and I see a lot of pretty boys at wrestling, but we need some tough hombres in both those rooms.
Yeah, and definitely you need a guy behind the scenes that'll work hard, and that's what Big Ray did every
That's
day.
what Big Ray did. Yep.
He made the stars work and just made the team better. So you need those building blocks.
Scrappy defensive lineman, Trenner, a scrappy defensive
Yep.
line. Undersized. All right. On to 57. Trent, you got to pick at 57.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Tell us
Jimbo
about
Prevett.
Jimbo.
On the 89 team, he graduated 88, the team that started 2-0. Best record until 93 when they started undefeated. Just a hard-nosed player. I got to coach with him later on. There's a famous picture of us celebrating. We were doing hip bumps, and we upset a team in midget and the green team, and we only had 6 kids on the field to kick off, and they sort of returned it to the 6, and we almost lost. And luckily, Damon Pate made a great tackle at the goal line to win. But anyway, Prevett, he's on the 88 team that upset Lincoln Northeast and Grand Island Northwest. He was All-State honorable mention, hard-nosed player.
Did he go down to Kansas State? He go down to Kansas State and play a little?
So. Yeah, maybe. But he was always hard-nosed player. So I went looking in your books a couple weeks ago.
That's a great pick, Jim Prevett. Yeah, tough guy. All right, here's my number 57 guy. This is a guy before his time, Trenner. Oh, hold it. Maybe mine's not next. Who's next? Oh, Don Pettijohn, another good 50s player. You know anything about Pettijohn?
I know the 56 team was good.
Yep. They were good all the way to the Big Ten playoff. Upset Fremont last week of the regular season. Fremont really thought they were going to win the state title. They were number 1. Hastings upset them, put Hastings with a chance, though it was going to be tough to overcome over Omaha North. And then Hastings got upset by McCook, but a great team. Don Pettijohn, part of that team. All right, we must have a bunch of 57s here. There's mine, man. Ted Connor, a man before his time. I love his basketball picture because you see him in his basketball uniform, you would swear he's been in the weight room. You know, he looks like the modern kids. In 1949, there was no weight room. Ted Connor was All-State guard in 47, All-State fullback in 48, started on the basketball team with Chuck Stickles that went all the way to the Class A final. He was the enforcer, the tough guy. Are you hearing a theme here, Tren? You need the tough guys. And
he's not wearing a helmet. He's not wearing a face mask, so he's got to be tough.
No face mask.
I don't even think the guy behind him is wearing a helmet.
He's stiff arming a dude there. That's against Lincoln Southeast, I think. He is grinding that. Well,
he's stiff arming that kid into the side of his head. That's what that
might be Fremont. He might be taking care of a Fremont guy. Ted Connor went on to be All Big Six at the university, and he played a little pro football, mainly in Canada. Oh. But he's one of our Tigers in the pros there. All right.
Two-time All-Stater, so.
Yeah. A great one. Oh, in my Suiting Up Varsity poll statewide, he won number 57, Tren.
I voted for him.
Yeah, he won number 57. All right, Producer Tate, what else do we have left here? You got Henry Dilly, 58-7. Nice shot put throw there.
Been hanging out in the North Gym a lot, so keep looking at those plaques.
That's a great picture of Mr. Dilly. I knew his son real well. You look at that K, that's when state track was at Kearney State, Trenner.
Oh, wow.
Great. Hey, his numbers and the discus numbers by, the ruts, and then, I missed the discus guy. Without my glasses, I can't read it. I tell you, their numbers held up for years and years. Does Dilly still have the shot put record?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
All right. Good pick at 58. I don't think I have anybody fitting the number 58, but I've got Bill Champlin, swimming superstar. Maybe Hastings' greatest ever swimmer, went on to be an All-American at SMU in the 50s. And I slotted him in there at 58 because I needed a 58.
Huh. That works.
All right. 59. Looks like I've got a pick at 59. I got a big one.
Oh.
Paul Schissler. I got no reason to connect him to number 59. Paul Schissler, 1911 graduate, came back to coach the Tigers in football. He was an all-state basketball player, led the Tigers to a 22-2 season in 11. They were the best team in the state. That was the first year of the state tournament, and for some reason they didn't go down. They didn't go down and play in the tournament. So I tell you, Beatrice has a banner hanging from 1911 that I just scoff at when I see, because Schissler and the boys would have handled him. He ends up being a football coach at Hastings, coaches a couple pretty good Hastings teams. Then he's a coach down at the university. He was head baseball coach and maybe even head basketball coach for a year. Goes to Illinois, coaches a small school in football. Then he goes out. He was the Oregon State head coach.
Rose Bowl.
Yeah. But no, he wasn't the coach in the Rose Bowl. By then, he's gone on to the NFL.
Wow.
Another Tiger, Alonzo Steiner, has taken over Oregon State, and he's the coach of the Rose Bowl that was played in North Carolina because of Pearl Harbor. But Schissler goes on to be a coach in the NFL with the Cardinals and another franchise. He eventually, Trent, is a sports writer in Los Angeles. That dude right there, he invented the Pro Bowl, the NFL Pro Bowl. He's the one who came up with that idea while he was a writer.
Yeah.
So great story. He's in the same class with Dazzy Vance, who's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, and Don Duncan Sr., who we named that baseball field on. So the class of 1911 is a biggie. All right. I think that brings us to the end of the number game. Oh my goodness. There's Tren with Coach Prevette celebrating the Huskers win. What year was that, Trenner?
I don't know, many moons ago, but yeah, we'll just say we didn't win a lot of games. So we ran a reverse. Probably Coach Hollister, who loves to watch the show, Tate actually texted him to run the play. We never run the reverse, and we scored from about midfield. And then we were celebrating because we didn't win a lot of games back then at that time. And half the heavyweight squad kickoff team didn't go on the field. I was yelling at Dustin Rader to give me a timeout, and he wouldn't get it to me. Then they ran the kickoff back, and it was sort of like the band was on the field moment from Cal Stanford.
Except nobody was on the field.
No, yeah, nobody was. They get it down to about the 6. And then luckily we had the best player on the field. That was Damon Pape, and he made 2 plays in the last second, and we won, and we were happy.
He's the best wrestler on the field for sure.
Yeah, there was some male bonding going on there. Tiger boys have a open scrimmage this Friday.
Oh, okay.
If I had the info, I left it in my jeans pocket. But
they usually do it about 6 o'clock when they do that.
Yeah, so they're bringing in all their little Tiger Hoops teams and stuff. That'll be fun, and probably coach will have the music going and doing all that. And then we got after Thanksgiving, when you're done with your turkey and your
I won't be
volleyball.
done yet. I won't be done yet. I'll still be eating turkey then.
Okay, well, we'll figure out when we're doing that too. The Tigers will play Minden in the Jamboree games.
Both boys and girls.
2:30 and 4:15 on that Saturday.
So that's Saturday the 29th?
26th.
No. 26th.
You gotta learn to read a calendar, buddy.
You know, I'm not so concerned with days and weeks anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. Unified bowling, we take the week off. We set the district team. That'll be a long day. I'll get off one bus and go.
You take one team to districts?
I think so. That's what she's telling me. And then we're probably going to take all the kiddos.
Yeah.
Because we're one person, one team. So I started a new little slogan that's pretty funny. 8 pins is better than 0, but 10 pins is the best.
I like that, Tren. No wonder you're coaching bowling, man.
So we're just, every pin counts on when I'm working with the kiddos. Even if you knock one down, it still adds a point. So
it's better than 0.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got QB1, Jared Sinnott, going for the Huskers this week. We got the winter sports teams working their tails off, getting ready to go. And we got Unified Bowling getting ready for districts. We got show choir gearing up. We got my kid dominating debate competitions throughout the state. It's an exciting time to be a Tiger, Tren. What's your last word, man?
Go Tigers.
Good tight show, man. See you next 2 weeks. See you in 2 weeks.